At 11:47 p.m., a message arrives. Can we talk tomorrow? That is all it says. But your brain has already hired a lawyer, canceled the wedding, sold the house, and begun a podcast called Betrayal, Season 1. Nothing has happened yet. One sentence appeared on a phone. Then came a tiny moment most people never notice. A gap between what happened and what happens next. Miss that gap, and one irritating moment can drive the rest of your day like it stole the car. Catch it, and the same moment can end very differently. So what exactly should happen inside that tiny gap before a feeling recruits 12 thoughts, 3 witnesses, and your entire family group chat? Life does not usually collapse in one dramatic explosion. It gets nibbled to death by small moments wearing fake moustaches. Someone interrupts you. The sink leaks again. A colleague writes, "Per my last email," which is office language for releasing a small cobra onto your desk. Each event is real, but none arrives with legally binding instructions for how you must respond. The interruption does not force the sarcastic reply. The leak does not require a personal feud with plumbing. And the email did not actually contain a cobra. Legal insisted we clarify that. There is a choice point, a brief moment when reaction has started warming up, but has not yet taken the stage. The problem is that reaction is fast. It does not knock. It kicks open the door wearing your face. Your father makes one careless remark. Instantly, the mind opens a crime investigation. Exhibit A, the exact tone he used. Exhibit B, something similar from 2014. Exhibit C, a completely unrelated birthday cake that suddenly explains everything. Soon, the original remark is no longer the problem. The problem is the 12-part documentary now screening inside your head. This does not mean the remark was acceptable. It means deciding what to do while mentally directing episode 12 is not ideal. The same thing happens with tiny disasters. The sink drips. You hear one drop of water. Your mind hears bankruptcy, mud, structural collapse, and a future documentary titled The Family Who Trusted a Washer. Or your partner questions the budget. One number is mentioned. Suddenly, 2 adults are conducting a televised boxing weigh-in beside a spreadsheet. The trigger may deserve attention. The instant story may not deserve the steering wheel. That distinction matters. A feeling is not an enemy to defeat. It is also not a command from headquarters. Think of it as a dashboard light. It says, something needs attention. It does not say, drive through the nearest wall. Anger can signal a boundary. Fear can signal risk. Embarrassment can signal that your trousers have chosen independence in a crowded lift. Useful information. Still not a complete action plan. One way to make the choice point visible is absurdly simple. Name what is happening. I am irritated. I feel threatened. I am embarrassed. And unfortunately, the lift has mirrors. Putting a feeling into words does not solve the whole situation, but research suggests it can reduce emotional reactivity. It turns a fog into an object you can see. Now there is a feeling in the room. It is no longer secretly operating the forklift. Next, delay the performance. Do not send the message yet. Do not deliver the speech you have been rehearsing for 14 seconds and somehow already expect to win an award. Take one breath. Stand up. Drink water. Walk to another room. The goal is not to become a peaceful marble statue while people throw furniture at you. The goal is to stop the first wave from choosing your next action automatically, and different situations need different moves. For a minor irritation, changing the interpretation may help. Maybe the short reply was rushed, not hostile. Maybe the driver did not wake up planning a personal attack involving a hatchback. For an intense moment, stepping away first may be more realistic than trying to perform advanced philosophy while your nervous system is playing the drums. Research on emotion regulation finds that people tend to choose different strategies at different levels of intensity. There is no single magic button. There is a control panel. Consider a manager who receives a report full of mistakes 5 minutes before a meeting. In timeline 1, she fires off an angry message. The office freezes. One employee hides behind a printer. Another begins updating his resume inside a spreadsheet cell. The meeting becomes a funeral for eye contact. The report is still wrong. Now the room is wrong too. In timeline 2, the same anger arrives. But she notices it before pressing reply all, the office equivalent of launching a missile because a stapler looks suspicious. She closes the laptop. She takes a breath. Then she asks one useful question. Which part can we correct before the meeting? The team moves. The problem becomes smaller because nobody has to solve it while hiding behind office equipment. That pause did not sweep the mistake under the carpet. It removed the carpet from the manager's head. This skill can be practiced in ordinary places. In traffic, notice the moment your hands audition for a horn concerto. In a queue, notice when one slow customer becomes evidence that civilization has failed. During an argument, notice when you stop listening and begin loading an old insult into a medieval catapult. When a child spills juice, notice whether you are responding to the juice or to every tiring thing that happened since breakfast. When someone leaves you on read, notice the detective, poet, and conspiracy theorist gathering around the phone. The choice is not always be calm. Sometimes the right response is a firm boundary. Sometimes it is a difficult conversation. Sometimes it is leaving the room, asking for help, documenting what happened, or protecting yourself. A pause should create a better action, not erase a real problem. The practical sequence is small. Notice the signal. Name the feeling. Delay the automatic move. Then ask, what response will still make sense 10 minutes from now? Not 10 years. Your brain will turn that into a conference. Just 10 minutes. So what belongs inside the gap between trigger and reaction? Not a perfect thought. Not instant happiness. Just enough awareness to stop a temporary feeling from signing a permanent contract. You will still get angry. You will still misread messages. You will still occasionally construct a complete legal case because someone used a full stop instead of an emoji. The victory is not becoming impossible to provoke. It is noticing the moment your reaction reaches for the keys. The issue will still be there after the pause. The leak will still need fixing. The conversation may still need having. The boundary may still need drawing. But now the feeling is in the passenger seat, and you are driving.